All right, so today we're diving deep into Chosen
Okay.
by Retrovace.
Right.
And for this deep dive, we've got excerpts from the novel itself.
Yeah.
We've got some background on Yoruba mythology and even some academic articles on the historical context.
It could be a good one.
It's going to be quite the journey.
Yeah.
Magic, ancient empires, and family drama.
Oh my. And what's really cool is how Gervais blends all those elements together.
Yeah.
You know, we're not just like looking at a fantasy world.
Right.
We're really kind of getting into a culture steeped in history and tradition.
Yeah.
And specifically, we're doing that through the Oz people.
Yeah, the Oz people are our entry point into this world.
Right.
Descendants of this once mighty African empire.
Yes.
And they have this incredible ability to manipulate a force called A,
Right.
which connects everything in the universe.
Yes.
You could almost call it like a life force.
Right.
But it's much more intricate than that.
It is. It's described as a tapestry of energy.
Called the Weave. And it's visible in the night sky.
Wow.
And each life is represented by a thread.
Okay.
And every interaction, every emotion, all of that is woven into this grand cosmic tapestry.
Okay, that's a visual I can get behind.
Yeah.
So the O's can actually see this weave
Yes.
and manipulate the threads.
They can.
Like literally pulling strings
Yes.
to influence reality.
Exactly. But
Right.
there's a catch.
Okay.
As one of the excerpts puts it.
Uh-huh.
Reality pushes back against those who try to change it.
Interesting.
So the O's, they pay a physical price.
Okay.
And the bigger the change, the bigger the cost.
Right, so no free lunch with this magic system.
Exactly.
That makes sense. It wouldn't be very balanced if they could just
Oh,
snap their fingers and reshape the world.
No, not at all.
But this also explains why the O's
Yeah.
aren't exactly ruling the world anymore.
Right.
Their history is.
Their history is a little...
Well, let's just say it involves
a hefty dose of hubris.
a hefty dose, yeah. The novel kind of hints that their downfall was a direct result
Right.
of overusing their power, possibly even damaging the weave itself.
Right.
And now they live in these scattered villages, keeping their abilities secret.
Okay.
Especially from the Romans.
Right.
It's like they're haunted by their past,
Yeah.
afraid of repeating those same mistakes.
Which is understandable considering the Romans aren't exactly known for their tolerance.
No.
Anything different.
Of anything different.
Yeah. But this history also adds like a layer of tension
Yes.
to Vesper, our main character's journey.
Exactly.
She's this young Oz girl
Yes.
surrounded by warnings about the dangers of unchecked power.
And those warnings are coming primarily from her aunt, Magda.
Yeah.
She's this powerful Oz woman who
Right.
represents like the old guard, advocating for subtlety and restraint in the use of magic. Think of her as like the voice of tradition,
Okay.
carefully preserving their knowledge
Right.
and trying to guide Vesper down a safe path.
But Vesper, being a teenager, naturally pushes against those boundaries.
Of course.
In one scene, she's overwhelmed with emotion and accidentally triggers her powers
Right.
in a way Magda never taught her.
Yeah.
And it's implied that this is like a much wilder,
Yes.
more instinctive
Yes.
way to access the weave.
Much more raw.
And it definitely raises some red flags.
It does. It connects back to that theme of the O's downfall.
Right.
What if relying on raw emotion
Yeah.
makes 8 more unpredictable, harder to control?
Right. Like, what if she's...
It's almost like she's instinctively
Right.
tapping into the very force that led to their ancestors' demise.
No, that's what I call foreshadowing.
Right.
It makes Vesper struggle to master her powers all the more intriguing.
Absolutely.
And then there are the Sandaway,
Yeah.
another tribe with inabilities. But these guys are like the Oze's polar opposite.
Complete opposite.
They're described as cruel, power-hungry,
Yes.
and they believe themselves superior to other humans.
Yeah, they're like a cautionary tale brought to life.
Oh, wow.
You know, the novel mentions that according to the Oze, Oludumer,
Okay.
their creator,
Yeah.
gifted the Sandaway with, at first,
Interesting.
but their flawed nature.
Okay.
Their thirst for domination led him to create the O's
Right.
as a counterbalance, a force for harmony and responsibility.
So it's not just about individual characters clashing.
No.
It's like a battle of ideologies.
Yes.
The Sandaway embodying unchecked ambition
Yeah.
versus the O's
Yeah.
struggling to maintain that balance between power and restraint.
Exactly.
And this conflict is further embodied.
Yes.
Lilith,
Lilith. Yeah.
Vesper's mother.
Right.
She's described as brilliant, powerful
Yes.
woman
Yeah.
who, driven by a desire to restore their lost empire, turns to dark magic.
Yes, she does.
She even becomes a Loa,
Wow.
a powerful spirit in Yoruba belief,
Yes.
and tries to possess Vesper
She does.
to achieve her goal.
To achieve her goal.
Okay, now that's where the family drama really kicks in.
Right.
But it also highlights this question of ends justifying the means.
Right.
Lilith believes she's acting in the best interests of the O's.
Yes.
But her methods are terrifying,
Oh, absolutely.
to say the least.
Yeah. There's a chilling line in one of the excerpts
Okay.
where Lilith says, "The weave bends to those with the will to command it, not to those who cower in fear."
Ooh.
It just reveals her ruthless ambition,
Yeah.
her belief that power should be seized,
Right.
not merely contained.
Right.
And it's such a stark contrast to Magda's teachings.
Yeah.
And it places Vesper right at the center of this ideological storm.
So we've got this young O's girl
Yes.
still learning to control her powers, facing the threat of the power-hungry Sandaway,
Yes.
and dealing with a mother
Right.
who's basically a force of nature in her own
A
right.
force of nature, exactly.
Talk about a recipe
Yeah.
for an epic coming-of-age story.
It is, and that's just the beginning.
Oh, no.
Vesper's journey takes her from the quiet life of her village
Okay.
to the heart of the Roman Empire,
Wow.
where she's forced to confront not only these external enemies,
Right.
but the darkness within herself.
This is where it gets really interesting.
It does.
Because remember those hints about the O's downfall?
Yeah.
Vesper's emotional magic?
Yeah.
Imagine those forces colliding in the arena,
Oh, wow.
with the fate of an empire hanging in the balance.
And with the spirit of Lilith,
Right.
a constant whisper in her ear,
Oh, yeah?
tempting her with power and vengeance.
Vesper's struggle to find balance,
Yes.
to resist the easy path,
Yeah.
something we can all relate to,
We can.
even without magic powers.
Absolutely.
I'm already hooked,
Me-
and we've barely scratched the surface.
I know.
But for now, we'll have to leave it there.
Okay.
Don't worry, we'll be back soon to continue our deep dive of
Yeah.
Chosen.
Looking forward to it.
But in the meantime,
Yeah.
think about this.
Oh.
If you were Vesper,
Mm-hmm.
caught between these powerful forces,
Right.
what choices would you make?
What choices would you make? That's a great question.
Yeah.
And how would you balance your own desires, your own fears,
Right.
with the responsibility
Yeah.
of wielding such immense power?
These are questions worth pondering,
They are.
and we'll delve deeper into them in our next installment.
Can't wait.